welcome back. I'm Karen Barno, and welcome back to 3 Steps to Reawaken Your Inner Warrior. Just a review, because this is the final step. In step 1, we talked about your childhood imprints. Those are the bruises that people put on your soul. They're the thing about you that other people didn't like, they didn't accept, they were jealous of, so they'd make negative comments or snide comments. And you took it to heart because you were younger and you trusted this authority figure. And so you buried a piece of yourself. But when you pull that childhood imprint out, when you reveal it and really start to heal it, you will feel your life change, because all of a sudden you understand what your passion and your purpose is. Because it's typically your passion or your purpose, which people have commented about, that made you bury it. And you'll say, well, I see some people that are fully, into who they are. Those are the people that typically had the very uplifting parents and relatives around them. The ones whose parents were like, everything you do is great, we support you, we'll go forward. And if anybody talks smack to you, they would step up and say, that's not true because you're awesome. But most people didn't have parents like that, because our parents were also like us, just older. On day 2, we talked about emotional triggers. These are the emotional triggers that you've had forever that can light you up like nobody's business, but you really don't know you're running them in the background. You have no idea that that's even taking place in your life. And it could be, as we talked about, your financial triggers. When you have money, you give it away. You don't have the self-worth for money. If you own a business, you don't have an accountant. You just go willy-nilly with it. Or you abdicate your power. You give your power away to everybody else, so you don't have any because you have a low self-esteem. You can also be the doer. I will take care of everything in the whole house, so your family counts on you for everything: cooking, cleaning, everything. Grocery shopping, bringing home, cooking, cleaning. When you get home, the dishes are piled high in the sink. There's nothing that's been started to cook if you're running late, and they're all staring at you like little hungry birdies waiting to be fed. Today, though, we're going to talk about masks. Masks are what you hide behind. Most of us wear masks, and we don't even know we're wearing them. It's who we think we are. But these masks are our coping mechanisms. It's however you coped with the situation that you've been dealt. So we're going to just review a couple of the big ones. The very first one, of course, is victim. Most people that walk on this planet have been victimized. Some in just little instances. It could have been a large instance over a short period of time, or it could have been prolonged abuse of some kind, sexual, mental, physical. But those are the victims. They usually come from overbearing parents that they themselves were victims, so the way they deal with it is to bully you, and we'll talk about bullies as well. So victims are the, oh, poor me, oh, why me? They choose suffering over everything. Their go-to emotion is always suffering, because that's how they spent their life, suffering, and it's all they know. They react from the feelings, not from their mind. They react from the emotion, because they never really got into their mind to figure out who they were, because they've been so busy trying to protect themselves. So they're all emotion-based. They're timid, they're powerless, they trust absolutely no one. They want no one around them. They prefer to be completely and totally alone, because when you're alone, nobody can victimize you. So victims really want to be alone. They keep their life ordered. They want step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. Victims would never watch step 1, step 3, step 2 of this, because they like order. Because when their life is ordered, they feel safe. And when they feel safe, they feel like nobody can victimize them. They have an inferiority complex, very low self-worth, very low self-esteem. If you are an authority figure, you can tell a victim a mile away, because they will cower to you. Whatever you say, they will run to make you happy. If you give them the look of, I'm not pleased, I'm very displeased in this moment, then they will do whatever they can to make it better for you. The sister to victim is mediocrity. Victims want to stay right in the middle. They don't want to be too over the top. They're the C students. They're the average worker. They're the role player on a team. They'll play their role, but they're not going to excel, and they're not going to be the worst, because they don't want to draw attention to themselves. Another way to tell victims, have you ever gone to an event and you'll be talking to somebody the next day and they'll say, hey, did you talk to Susan? And you're like, Susan? I didn't even see her there. And they're like, well, you stood right next to her. She was a victim, so she wants to be inconspicuous. She doesn't want people to see her. Victims want to be unseen. And again, this usually victims come from being victimized, whether it's victimized to your mother, your father, a relative, they're victims. Bullies are typically victims. They're overbearing, they exercise authority in an overbearing manner, they're the dictators, they're the ones, if they're or if they can't be a bully at work, they're a bully at home. They want dinner at 4 o'clock, they want the exact same meal that they think they want to watch TV at the exact same time. They want their life exactly how they want it, but they'll set landmines. They'll set traps so you can't achieve it because they want to be mean. They want to be mad at you. They want to intimidate you because they're so consumed with guilt that they want to be mean to other people to feel better. Their ego believes in order for them to survive, they have to hurt the world. They have to make everybody else around them in pain. And when the whole world's in pain, they're happy. When they could be in a relationship and the relationship's going well, they will find somewhere else to be really, really mean. And whatever it takes for them to achieve that goal, because they're so consumed by guilt. The bully starts at an early age. Bullies have come from victims, like I said. So if somebody's being victimized, and sadly this is a lot of times it's boys that have been victimized, while they're being victimized out in the outside world, they're the bullies. And that's why people don't realize they themselves at that moment in time are being victimized. Because they're such bullies and they're so mean, because when they go back to wherever they're being victimized, they're held hostage. They become the victim. So I hope that makes sense. Another one is abandoned. These are the people that, sometimes it's people that are adopted, sometimes it's from divorced families, and the mom or the dad's no longer in the picture. They blame others for abandoning them. So you give other people your power. They look to others to fulfill their needs. They can only get their happiness from other people. They don't know how to find their own happiness because they never were taught that. They always have a feeling of being incomplete. They always have a feeling of not being enough. They never got affection from their parents. It's usually where it comes from. So they have a lot of childhood insecurities. Mom and dad just might not have been affectionate people. Mom and dad might not have been I love you, you're the best ever type people. So they have that insecurity. And the only way to heal this, the only way to heal and abandon, is to forgive yourself and anything that has done harm against you, to forgive them as well. And we'll talk about forgiveness at another time. Opinionated, these are the closed mind people. These are the people that their opinion is their opinion. Don't challenge them. They're the ones you want to avoid any political debate with. They're the ones that are rock solid in what their belief system is. Typically their belief system is more of a negative belief system, so it's how they are. And it usually comes from a dominating mother, because their mother never let them express themselves. Manipulator is the schemers. They're the devious ones. You can, if you watch Leave It to Beaver years and years and years ago, it was Eddie Haskell. It's the one always trying to play the corners. It's the one always trying to figure out the angles. They have no compassion. They're so intolerant of others. They are the biggest gossip. They want to criticize you. They're the most critical people ever. They will go out of their way to nitpick and criticize you. Their ego creates, and a manipulator, the need also to create pain. They want prestige. They want what money, power, recognition can do for them. And they will get it, if they feel like you have the power or recognition, they will buddy up with you so they can shine in your light. And then they will try to edge you out so they can take over the light. So the manipulators are the people that you're out to dinner and you might be a CEO and they might have stopped by the dinner table and next thing you know they're entertaining everybody and they pushed you away. That's manipulators. They can't find their own light, so they hang around with people that have the light, have the recognition, and then they try to push you out of it. They do not trust. They're another segment that absolutely positively does not trust. You have the last two, the Eeyores. Nothing goes well in their world. Why is this always happening to me? How do I make things better? And with Eeyore people, you try to tell them how to make things better, but they want no part of it. They don't want to hear it because they don't believe it. They are always broke. They're always in conflict. They're always struggling. There's nothing you can do for an Eeyore people because they worry about everything. They are fearful about a meteor hitting the earth. They are fearful about a global war is going to take place tomorrow. They're fearful where their next meal's coming from because those are the Eeyore people. And this is typically, they were raised where they didn't have a lot or they weren't given a lot. You know, their parents, there might have been 5 kids and one of them didn't get, in their mind, enough. And so those are the Eeyore people. You have the Yielders. They seek approval at any price. Yielders are the ones that pick me, love me, love me, love me. They're the ones that, what can I do to make you happy? They're naturally attracted to freeloaders, of course. The unplanned visitors. These are the people that if they live on the beach, their house is always full. Because it doesn't matter if it's the worst time in the world to meet with them, they want you to stop by and meet with them. So my camera keeps kind of shifting here. Let's move that back down a little bit. There we go. So I don't know what happened there. So those are the Yielders. Yielders, their parents judge them based on their performance. And, well, there we go. We're almost done, so I'm going to pick the camera up and hold it. And that was awkward. So they are judged on their performance and who they are. So if any of these sounded familiar to you, you want to really start healing your mask. And the way to heal your mask is by figuring out where it came from. So I hope this helps. If you have any comments, you want to tell me your story, please write it in the comments below. You can share this video. Remember, sharing is caring. So feel free to share this video with others. Anything I can do to help you, let me know. I promise if you write a comment below, I promise to read it and help you out and answer your questions. You can also go over to my Facebook page and make any comments there. Anything I can do to help you out, let me know. And it's kind of good to end this video with the camera falling. So you guys have a great day. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.